Hey, how you guys doing? This is Greggy Styles. I almost just broke my neck. Uh, AKA Audible. So, something I just wanted to run by. I feel as if in America, being the country that we are, and the values that we claim that we try to instill in our children, and and our fellow Americans, if there's one thing that's really prevalent, it's like hate, and I mean like serious, the negative feelings towards anything that isn't part of the norm, which is crazy because technically nobody really understands what the norm really is, what it represents, or how outdated or offensive it really is. You know what I mean? Like in terms of religion, come on, we see where that goes. In terms of race, the negative aspects, I'm sorry, the negative ideas that we actually have like preset in our minds before we even meet somebody, and that can become an actual factor on how we interact with them. You know, sexuality, which is my favorite one, because in my head it's just like, so I'm not gay, right? But I'm a very open individual, and by open, I'm not talking about sexually. I mean open, like I don't really give a fuck what's going on around me. You know, I've got a ton of gay friends and lesbian friends. It doesn't make a difference to me. It's the same thing to me, to be all honest. And I hear people talking about how it's going to destroy the sanctity of marriage, and it's insane because I mean we have examples of that sanctity already being violated, tarnished, or tainted. You know, especially from the from the representatives that choose to look at this particular subject in that manner. You know, and if anything, number one, this would actually make the sanctity of marriage seem that much more complete because it's not supposed to be between a man and a woman, but maybe um, individuals who's who can relate and connect. I mean, to be honest, this is all up for interpretation depending on the culture, but that's just personally how I feel about it. I feel as if that's the most secure way I can go about by really defining what I feel is marriage, because there are cultures that deal with polygamy, but but even in that sense, it's ridiculous. And in all honesty, coming from a realistic point of view, technically overpopulation is very, very real, and that is very possible. So I'm just saying, yay for some of the gays. That's just me. But on top of that, something that was bothering me is I was reading up on something regarding women and their distaste for bisexual men, and I thought it was almost like well, it is a double standard, and it's kind of fucked up, like a little bit. I'm totally shooting a video. Leave me alone right now. And so I did think it was a little messed up because it just seemed a little unfair. But then again, this is what society kind of pushes on us. And on a whole nother level, it's the insecurity issues that seem to pop out once more, which seems to be prevalent whenever there's some type of discomfort for a different group, especially in the sort of way that people would take it personally. You know, inadequacy is a bitch, and there's really no way around that. But anyway, before I start going off on a tangent, just really wanted to point out, seems to be way too much hate and way too many negative feelings regarding subjects that have nothing to do with us and subjects that we know nothing about. So let's just try and do us all a favor and change that around. Reggie South, out. Much love.